This is a design-based subject with a folio. You can see examples of some of the work on the board or on the wall here behind me. The students have to create a client for themselves and then write up a design brief and then produce 2 finished pieces that relate to the design brief. So in the examples here on the board, this is one of the presentations or finished piece the student did, a record cover, and this is a poster that goes with it. So those are the 2 pieces that student produced. As it happened, this other student also did a record cover and a poster. Some students do labels for cans, so they might do, say their client might produce energy drinks and the student will produce a label to put on a can, in which case we actually get a can of soft drink and the student prints out a label that they've designed and we fix it to the can, and that counts as one of their presentations. Other students do pamphlets, web page design, badges that they can wear on clothing, book covers, CD covers, DVD covers. Any of those things can be done as part of this subject. Some students do architectural models. Anything that falls within that range, the sort of thing you might expect to see generally in advertising, is the sort of work that we look at doing. So in addition to producing the 2 finished pieces, the students have to produce a folio of work which goes with that, showing the detailing or recording the process that they went through to actually get to those finished pieces of work. So this is the folio that went with these 2 pieces, which were very high quality pieces. So this is some of the support work that goes with that. As you can see, there are a lot of annotations that go with each illustration in here. The annotations are very important. The annotations are a big part of where the marks come from for this subject, because you're explaining why you did things the way you did them, why you chose to do the picture like this rather than like this. Right, so those are the sort of work they produce. So they have to produce, by the end of term 3, they have to have produced 2 finished pieces of work and a folio that goes with it. Subjects that this subject goes well with are any of the design-based subjects. So that's product design technology, studio arts, media studies. All of those subjects, the skills are interrelated and they help to reinforce one another. And the process that a student has to go through is very similar in the 4 subjects. So any combination of those would be beneficial. In terms of sort of jobs that this work leads on to, you're looking at things like anything in the advertising industry, communications-based industries, anywhere where design skills are useful, industrial design, any of those sort of areas, the sort of things you would expect that the skills you develop in these subjects would lead into. As far as how the time is spent in class, a lot of the time in class is spent on preparing the folios. Right? There's a lot of time in class spent on that, and we go through the process and explain, and students do the work, and I monitor their progress as they go, and then getting up to the stage of actually producing the finished pieces. We also have 3 written assignments that need to be done during the year, and then of course there is an examination at the end of the year as well. There is a textbook that students are expected to have. The textbook is used, the same textbook is used through units 1, 2, 3 and 4. So while it is expensive, it gets used for 2 years, and then hopefully it can be resold afterwards to students doing the following year. So we use the textbook for the 2 full years, so you do get quite a lot of use out of it, and it's really useful for exam preparation. There is information in the textbook which relates to the folio and the presentations too, but particularly with the examination, the textbook is really essential to have. Other than that, the subject generally is an enjoyable subject. Students picking it at people who like to do design work, and that's what they spend their time doing. Students get to see what other students are working on as well and help to get ideas from other students. And generally, if you like doing design work, it's an enjoyable way to spend a couple of hours of the school day. Thank you.